Good afternoon. Welcome to the Fittingly Furnished podcast. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Vanessa, Amanda's mom.
Happy Saturday. Thank God it's finally getting a bit warmer outside and we're not dealing with bitter cold temperatures.
Isn't that so funny? It was like 100 below zero, and today I think it's going to be 50. It's
I
amazing.
know. What the
Love
heck?
it. Love it. Love it. You just never know what winter's going to be like here in Chicago.
I know, you really don't know.
You don't. And you know what? I'm so excited. It's February. And do you know what that means?
We're a month closer to baseball season.
Well, yes, but pitchers and catchers arrive at camp. So it's pretty good.
There
I've
you
turned
go.
on the Marquee Network and see how my boys in blue are doing.
There you go. If you didn't know, my mom is one of the biggest Cubs fans of all time.
Woo woo! Go, Cubs, go. Well, as
So, what are
evidenced
we gonna...
by, oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say, as evidenced by our first family dog's name was Wrigley.
There you go. And for everyone who does not know, my dog's name is Maddox, named after the Hall of Fame pitcher, Greg Maddox.
So it's not just me who's the Cubs fan, we're a baseball family.
Not just you. Not
Love
just
it.
you.
Okay, you want
Exactly.
to jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let me share my screen here in case anyone is checking us out on YouTube. You don't have to, but if you wanted to see some pictures, you'll see them. Okay, so today we are going to start with the list, the bedroom and office furniture edition. So I'm going to start off here with bedrooms. And so if we're lucky enough to get to sleep 8 hours each night, we will spend 1/3 of our day in bed in our bedroom. And so while we need a good mattress, the bedroom furniture we choose will help create a restful and restorative space.
So I'm just going to say that I typically do get 8 hours of sleep every night, so I'm not sure about everybody else, but that is a requirement for myself.
Good for you.
I know.
Good for
It's
you.
amazing.
And I
So
can
once
see
you
it on your
determine...
face.
Yes,
Your,
exactly.
your skin looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So once you determine the best location for your bed, you really need to determine what size best suits your needs and your space. In a perfect world, you should aim to have 36 inches on each side of your bed for comfortable passage. For a child's bedroom, you may be looking for a twin-size bed. If your space allows for a larger bed, a queen offers optionality. Then you also don't have to be buying beds as frequently. I had a queen size bed growing up, and let me tell you, that was wonderful. For an adult, though, we do prefer to have a queen size bed at the bare minimum.
Absolutely. And a king if you're lucky.
Oh, definitely.
So the next thing you'll need to do once you decide what size bed you need, you're going to be looking at what bed style. And so you need to decide if you want a headboard that attaches just to a basic frame or a bed that includes a headboard and a footboard. So there are lots of different options. You can do wood or upholstery or metal. So the wood, you can look at it, it might be stained or it could be painted. And then with upholstery, there are an endless number of options. They range from really nice natural fibers like linen and cotton. You might look for something a little more luxury like velvet and leather, and then durable options and performance fabrics and vegan leather and boucle and chenille are really nice options as well. And then metal materials, you're going to include something like steel, iron, aluminum, and a beautiful classic brass.
So generally, we prefer materials that complement rather than match the bedroom furniture. And so this, though, here we have a little bit of an exception. While we're still fans of complementing, we do love a nice matching set when it comes to bedroom furniture. So for nightstands, we would say height-wise, 22 inches to 28 inches is great and pretty optimal. Width, 18 to 24 inches, depth, 16 to 20. Ideally, there's enough room for a table lamp and other necessary items.
It is nice if you if you have the room for a larger nightstand, because I don't know about you, but that's where I leave my phone. It charges overnight. I always need a
Yeah.
glass of water if you're reading, a place for your book or your Kindle. So it is nice to have a little extra space.
No, I would totally agree with that. I think it also then it's an opportunity, especially like I live in an apartment, so having a place for a cute little picture frame or a few extra decorative items that obviously you have a home, so you have that throughout your house. But since I'm a little more limited on where I can place decorative items, having that as in my nightstand also, and having that as a little bit larger of a space is really convenient.
I think it's convenient. It is also nice to be surrounded by just your warm, loving memories.
Totally.
Yeah. So you got nightstands, but we're also looking at dressers. And so a dresser height typically is going to be 30 to 36 inches. The width may be anywhere from 50 to 70 inches. And the depth, you're typically looking at 18 to 24 inches. And I don't know about you, but I find piles and messes very stressful. While I super do love stuff because I love stuff, I also love organization. And it's great to have enough drawers to house all of your personal items.
So in our family growing up, my mom would always say, touch it once. So she hated piles of things everywhere. So she would say, touch it once. So bring it upstairs and immediately put it away. Don't pile it up. Little tip.
Didn't always work. Didn't always
No,
work.
but it was a great philosophy to try and live by.
Goals.
Goals.
Definitely. Goals.
So then you also have your high boy dressers. So these are just a little bit taller, thinner dresser. Some often 6 drawers, also sometimes 5. And these range in a height of 40 to 60 inches, width of 25 to 40, with a depth of 18 to 24 inches. If you're lucky and you have the room for a second dresser, sometimes people have room in a closet. In city living, maybe you don't have that room. When I lived in the suburbs and had an apartment, I had a giant closet, so I was fortunate and had the room in my closet to include a second dresser. It was awesome. But we do recommend a high boy. We like that it is taller. You have additional storage, and it's a little bit thinner than a regular dresser, and it comes in smaller widths. So you can take advantage of that vertical space, while the smaller width allows for optionality.
I agree, and it just kind of thinking about it in terms of scale, that even if you have a large enough bedroom where you can incorporate a second dresser, it would look so silly to have like two of the same size dressers. So if you have, like growing up in your bedroom, you had like a 60-inch dresser, and then you had a high boy, and just that variation in height, I think from a perspective of scale, is certainly a more pleasing look.
Definitely more interesting for sure.
I think so too. So then in the bedroom, we also have an opportunity for a little finishing touches. As always, an area rug is a great way to anchor furniture and offers an opportunity for pattern and personality. Lamps, of course, you need a lamp so you can see. If your nightstand does allow for that table lamp, you should definitely use one. And if you have 2 nightstands, in this case too, those lamps really should match. And then artwork, it just makes a statement, and the colors should inspire the color palette in your room.
So home office furniture. Now that many of us work from home, we need a dedicated workspace. A desk and a comfortable chair are a must. A desk with storage is definitely a plus, especially for those of us who do not like clutter everywhere. And they allow us a place to, once again, stay organized. There are so many different chair options, especially in the market today. But if the workspace is part of a common area in your home, we like a chair that complements the room decor.
Absolutely. I mean, if you are lucky enough to have a teeny little nook, that's great. But many people don't. And so having a comfortable chair to sit in all day that complements the rest of your room, like what are you having? Because you have more of a common space. So tell us
Yeah.
about your room.
So my office area is in my living room. So I have a camel office chair with a oak desk. And as you can see behind me, I would say it does complement my living space. I have a very neutral sofa with a wood tone, cocktail table, and the rest of my space is, I would say, fairly neutral. So I think the camel complements the space very easily. I don't know, Mom, you really helped pull this whole look together. What do you think?
Well, and you have your camel counter stools,
Yes.
so that all pulls that together. It
I
looks.
also
I mean, you have
think
a great apartment.
in the art piece that I have that's directly behind me, so my color that's in my living room is a lot of blues, and the art piece that's behind me has blues and a little green, but it also has some camel. So I think that I like the light reference to camel in my bar stools, in my office chair, and then there's the blue that's in my area rug, my accent chair, which once again references back to my art piece. And Maddox's dog bed is the same color that's in the art piece as well. So
I
all
mean,
full circle
even
moment.
even Maddox, he is a part of the decor team. He is one of our interns. So
Yes.
yes, absolutely. Okay, so regardless of whether or not you have a dedicated work area or a workspace within a larger area, it's still an opportunity to have finishing touches. So again, an area rug, depending on your room, you may have enough space to add an area rug. A desk lamp is important. Task lighting is so helpful, literally, for completing tasks. If your desk allows enough space for a desk lamp, it's a great addition. And again, that lighting, it's all about layering. And so that just adds an extra layer of not only lighting, but of accessory and decor pieces. Bookcases, again, organization is king. It's great to have a place for books, accessories, and personal items. And artwork. Again, it's another wonderful layer, and it makes your space feel like a home.
So thank you so much for spending time with us today. Please subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode.
And let us know if you have any questions or design dilemmas. We would be happy to help.
And don't forget to create a space that is fittingly you and fittingly fabulous.